Hey guys, Michael here. Welcome back to the shop. So for today's project, I'm going to turn a custom yarn bowl for my cousin Justin. A while ago, he asked me if I would make this yarn bowl for his brother's wife's birthday. It's coming up here soon. Her name is Sue. Sue, happy birthday. Stick around. Let's see what I make. Originally, I was going to make this yarn bowl from a log and then dye it to add color. But I decided I wanted to try something different. So, skateboards it is. I used a heat gun to loosen the glue and a dowel to pry the grip off the boards. Here I cut out the flattest pieces of each board. As you can see, they still have some curve to them. I'll have to come up with a way to flatten them out later. Now I sand off the extra glue left behind by the grip tape and roughen up the surface for better glue adhesion. Then I give them a quick wipe down with some denatured alcohol to clean the surface and remove the dust. What's up, buddy? You gonna help me do a project? Alright. I decided to see if steaming would work to help flatten the pieces for gluing. I've never done this, so I thought I'd experiment a little. I was a little worried that the laminate might come unglued, so I kept a close eye on them and only left them in for about 15 minutes. Anyone hungry for some steamed skateboards? Once I feel like they're ready, I take them out and quickly clamp them up. To my surprise, the steaming seemed to work out pretty well. They came out pretty flat and no signs of the laminate coming apart. While the steamed boards were drying overnight, I cut some Baltic birch plywood, black walnut, and padauk, so I can create an 8x8 inch blank to work with. Time for the glue up and my first mistake. I made sure to apply a fairly thick, even coat of Titebond 3 to each side and begin the glue up. I left the blank to cure up overnight. Okay, here's the second mistake. When I glued this blank, a glue joint ended up directly in the middle of the blank. Note to future self: don't do that again. I start roughing the blank and realize it would feel much safer putting a tenon on this and turning between centers. So I do that first. Once I have it reversed, I begin to take down the corners. I probably should have used the bandsaw to round the blank off, but it was too big, so the lathe it is. Once it was trued up, I decided to adjust the speed from 800 RPM up to 1100 RPM. Mistake number 3. That could have been very bad. Luckily, I wasn't in the direct line of fire. A piece hit my hand, but I was more shocked than hurt. So after changing my shorts and looking at the replay, the tenon I made broke loose and tilted the piece into the tool rest, resulting in the glue failing and the piece epically blowing apart. But I don't quit that easily. I'm sure I can put Humpty back together again. I use an extreme strength epoxy this time and decide to dye it black. Using the pipe clamps was the only way I could think to hold it all together. They worked out great. I remounted the piece between centers and quickly make a new tenon. I'm a little gun shy now, but determined to make it work. I get it turned around and secured and begin to shape the outside. It looks a little tall to me, so I decide to part off the end. Before taking the end off, I sand up through the grits from 150 to 600 and follow it with my paste wax and Triple E mixture. Then manually cut off the end with a saw. And finish the outside with a coat of Howard's feed-in wax. Now I take out some of the bulk with a Forstner bit to make it easier to begin hollowing. As I hollow the interior, I stop and adjust the tool rest to give me better leverage as I hollow deeper into the form. I reverse the tool rest and decide it's easier to finish the inside with the lathe in reverse. Once satisfied with the wall thickness, I take a final pass with my round nose scraper to give me a super clean surface. Then sand and finish the inside the same way I did the outside. Smells like oranges in my shop. Gotta love Howard's feed-in wax. Now I flip the piece onto a jam chuck waste block and turn off the bottom tenon. Finish it up with sanding. Then cut off the nub with a flush trim saw. Okay, time to cut the channel for the yarn. For this bowl, I wanted to keep the look consistent and decided to go with a vertical channel to mimic the rest of the lines in the piece. I used green frog tape to place a line in the center of the black walnut and began to cut. Next, I'll drill a hole for the yarn to sit. Now, on to everyone's favorite part. Yes, hand sanding. I hand sand the channel from 150 to 1000 grit to bring it to the same finish as the rest of the piece. Then I apply another coat of Howard's to finalize it. Hey guys, thanks again for sticking around here till the end. This is a really fun project. I did a lot of things that I hadn't done before, and I think it turned out really well. So Sue, happy birthday, and I hope you enjoy this as much as I did making it. Here's a closer look at the final piece. And then here's my logo at the bottom. Until next time, stay safe in your shops, and stay tuned for more cool videos coming soon. Zurcher out.